podcast about making connections with friends and family through food and games. And today we have our usual cast, Troy, Andrew, and myself, your host, Ramon, here. And we're going to be talking about Orloj. But before we start, as always, we welcome our guests with a drink. Cheers. See if I can get to you. There we go. Boom.
That's a good one.
That's yummy. Today's drink is called the Prague Astronomer.
Astronomer?
No, the other one.
Astrologer.
Is that how you say it?
Astrologers, yeah.
Okay, so
Astrologer.
it is the Prague Astrologer. It is inspired by the game Orloj. And the game Orloj, it has the astronomical clock, right? It's based on the astronomical clock. In the game, we're building part of the astronomical clock, and we'll go into more details when we talk about the game afterwards. But it is so. I talked to my assistants, ChatGPT, and I told them that I wanted something old world, right? And it gave me a drink that had the base was rye whiskey and some bitters, and it was fine. I tried it, but it was rough to drink. It was too bitter. So then I went ahead and searched online for similar drinks, and most of them had like a sweet part of it. So I then modified a little bit by adding simple syrup and changing some of the proportions on the bitters. And it came out pretty well.
Yeah, I'm going to say this one was not rough enough to drink.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because you could just keep drinking.
That's
just
right.
keep drinking it.
Yeah. So we tried it the other time, and even before we finished setting up, I think we're done with the first drink, right? Yeah.
No, it's good.
Real. So what do you think overall?
It's definitely a little sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got. And so some people don't like sweet drinks.
Okay, I see what you mean.
They're just
Right.
I like a little bit of everything. So that's just the only thing to be aware of if someone else is making it. Like, yes, it's a little bit on the sweet side. So
Okay.
if you don't like drinks that are really sweet, maybe a little bit less.
The simple syrup.
simple
That's the
syrup.
only really sweetener.
Right.
The rye whiskey is a little fruity.
Yeah,
But that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's too sweet, but it's not a sweet drink. But
Right.
I think it's got a very good balance to it. Actually, it's
Okay.
Yeah.
right there. It's got the sweetness and the bitterness. And
Right. Yeah. And for fans of the podcast, we are using the same bitter that we use for Argentina, Great Western Trail, Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
So we're using the Fernan Blanc, which
it's delicious.
Yeah. Say that again.
It's delicious.
It is good with just Coke, and that's it. How they drink it in Argentina. But when I was reading the recipe, I was like, oh, I still have a bottle of it there that was unopened from the last time that we got some. It's like, oh, so I actually do have rye whiskey. I have the bitters, and I have that, which is another bitter ingredient. So I was like, oh, I have everything. Let's try this. And it turned out pretty good. And I love it. It really, to me, it looks like a classic, right? When you think of cocktails, when you think going to Europe and a casino, or I'm thinking 007, right? To me, that's classic.
The little twisted orange.
There you go. Yeah.
Peel in there.
So anybody that's watching, the recipe is going to be in the comments below, and we will have a video this time for finally. We'll have a video on how to make it.
Oh,
so that's also coming up, and hopefully we'll have more videos of the other drinks that I've been promising, and they haven't come out. So. But that's it. The Prague Astrologer. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Beautiful. So with drinking in hand, we can move on to the next part. What have you been playing?
I've been playing the same things you've been playing. I don't know how many different things you've been playing than I have, but since the majority of my gaming is with the two of you,
That's true.
But
That's true.
A lot of the same stuff actually, which is fine, you know. But still, I think we're still playing through some of the things that we picked up at Essen.
Right. Yeah.
Some of the smaller games. I still have a couple. I think I have 2 heavier games that we picked up that just haven't made it yet. But a lot of the small ones, we're still playing them. I mean, we're still getting in the oh my gosh, the Dust Bunny game.
Yep,
and,
Palutha. Yeah.
I give a couple of Happy Mochi games. That one wasn't.
I don't. We've not played. You
haven't
picked
played
that
that one?
up to play
I
with
got that.
Adriana.
I ordered it. We saw it at Essen, and I ordered it and had it just sent home because I was running out of space. But we've played a few of that. I don't know.
We played the new Palusa's version that I picked up in Spain.
Extreme.
The Revolution one.
Yeah.
Tell us about your travel. You went to Spain for New Year's.
Yep. We went and had New Year's in Barcelona. My wife's cousin lives there, so we stayed there for a couple days and had a hotel room that was perfectly lined up with a gap in 2 buildings that saw the fireworks show.
No kidding. Nice.
So it was a lucky break there to have that like one room where there's a old like medieval house or something that somebody never sold, so there was a gap.
And this is Barcelona.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that was nice. And then we headed to Toledo and Madrid.
Did you stay in Toledo?
Yes, we stayed there for 4 nights.
Oh, wow.
It was,
okay. How do you like it?
nice.
Toledo is such a small,
yeah,
tiny
it's small
place.
and
Top of a
you know,
mountain.
right top.
Lovely town.
Easy to walk around
Right.
and see everything there. And kind of, it was nice to just take it easy and not rush through everything. We also, the Puy du Foy, España is near Toledo, which is kind of like a permanent show place / Renaissance fair type location. And they do really awesome, like historical based shows there, like little half-hour performances when they have all kinds of effects and people on horses and
Nice.
things. And really cool. I definitely, if you're into history, take a visit. And
How do you call it again?
It's called Puy du Foy. It started. There's one in France. Where it was the original one, and they just relatively recently opened up one in Spain too.
Okay.
So.
Beautiful.
And then Madrid hit up a few game stores there.
Right. That was what I was
a
going
couple
to
of
say.
them based on recommendations.
Did you go to Don Juego Don Puzzle?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
What do you think?
It was a cool, like, little store with, like, the puzzles and everything. And as a game store, probably a little late on the actual games, but it's still a pretty cool place just to visit and take a look around.
Yeah.
So.
What else? Where else did you go? Did you go to
Yes.
Generación X?
For no, I did not get that one. There was another little game store, which I forgot the name of, right around the corner from the Don Juego.
Really?
Which I went to.
Okay.
It was probably less than a block away, like across the
I
street.
think it might have been closed.
Yeah, when we left Don
So
Juego,
it was pretty
it was late. Yeah, 10.
And
everything was
then
closed.
another one that was a pretty extensive 2-floor
Right.
where they had all kinds of stuff. And I can't put my finger on the name right now. But we were actually going around trying to look for.
You can read it
things.
here.
Yep.
Here you can read the
Right.
name of the store.
Add it
Troy's
later.
gonna put it.
whoa. Oh, man.
Our editor is gonna put it here. The name of the
Okay.
store.
That's an easy ad.
Yeah,
Just text.
Yeah, sure. All right.
So it was a fun trip though.
Beautiful.
It wasn't Generation X, right?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah, I remember he said something else. There are a couple that I know. I can't really remember. Jugamos Otra, I think it's one of those. That's there are many stores of that one. Zacatruz is another one that I know they have a few. I don't know if they have in Madrid, they have in Seville. So I think the board game scene in Spain is really popping right now. I would love if we can make it to Cordoba, to their biggest convention. We'll see. You know, it's so close to Essen.
Yeah, it hasn't been announced yet.
Not
right?
yet. If it's the weekend before, I think we can make it. If it's not, then it's gonna be tight. You almost want it to be like a month or 2 months before, so then you can get away, right? Beautiful.
But either that or the same time.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Right.
combine the trip or have a separate one.
Right. I've been playing a lot of Res Arcana. That's the one thing that I've been playing. That not with you guys. Adrian, I don't really remember how it came about. Maybe he saw the box or something. So my middle kid, who likes to play games, sorry, said, "Hey, let's play this one game," or somehow, and we've been playing. He really liked it. It's one of those things that we were playing it. He was winning, of course. I'm sure that helped a lot. And he's like, "Dad, I really like this game. I really like." But I think he likes the discovery of the engine building of it, and being able to knowing the cards that you have and the ones that are coming out. Because in Res Arcana you have one deck of cards. You don't add to it. You're building this tableau of cards from your deck. You're putting them in front of you, and then you can activate them. And you can buy other cards that go to that tableau, and you can activate them as well. But it is not like Dominion that you're shuffling cards and buying. You're not building a deck. But I still remember him saying, "I really like this game," and I think it might be his first game that he feels like that, right? And we've been playing it ever since. Saida played it, so we played three player game of it as well, and he still won. Finally, I was able to beat him the last time that we played. And
you were just taking it easy on him.
Yeah, I wish that was true. So yeah, everything else that we've been playing together. But Res Arcana is the only one that I. Oh, I did play. That finally trying to get to stuff that you brought from SN. Not last year, the year before.
The year before. It's still on the shelf.
It's still on the shelf, and we might actually talk about it a little bit. Do you see the? I'll pick it up. It's not. Do you see Virus? It's called Virus Roll and Write, and it should be here. No. Oh, it's right. It's right over there. I see it. We'll pick it up because that game was designed by the same people that they designed this game.
Oh, really?
The same two design. That's the first published game.
Oh, right. You were talking about that.
Yeah.
Before.
So, it's a roll and ride, which I like roll and ride. My side that does too, and Adrian wanted to play something else. So I said, let's play this one because I haven't. It's been 2 years in the shelf of shame.
That's nothing.
And I know, but for a simple game that you can pull out at any time. I can understand for like heavier games, but for such a simple game, anyway.
Yeah, you don't have an excuse for that.
I know, right? We were able to play it, and it was fun. It's fun. I don't know why I sound so surprised. Maybe because that original Virus card game is different.
I'm trying to think if I know when that one is.
So that's the one that you have to win. You have to collect 4 healthy organs.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
and people can put sickness on top, or you can clean it with pills and stuff. So it's just a card game, and you're just trying to draw a card, playing card, draw a card, playing cards. But it's very simple. That's the thing, and it's super lucky.
Yeah, there's another virus game. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I don't know.
There are a couple. Actually.
Yeah, there's a card virus game that I've played years back, and I'm trying to remember what it is. I'll find it when I get home. Okay. It's a lot of fun.
Organ Attack.
That's a different game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking of.
Okay. And there's a board game, like a board game virus, something.
No, it's a card game. And
no, I know, but there's another one too. So there are a couple.
Goodness,
yeah. So this one, honestly, the roll and write game doesn't really have. I don't think it has. It doesn't feel like the card game at all.
Okay.
Other than the theming of it, right? There's a lot of combos to be done. Yeah, it's clever. I like it. So it was a lot of fun. I'm glad we played it. So that's it from my part. Other games that I've been playing, aside from what you and I, all of us have been playing, and we have also been playing Flip 7 Revenge.
With a vengeance.
Well, I thank you.
Same thing.
I should look at the thing before I read it, right? But tell us about this one. You were the one who found Fleet 7 with a vengeance.
I mean, I've been waiting for it for a while. I think they announced it, or there were some pictures floating around, I think before Essen.
Okay.
Just online. Because I think one of our friends at BGG Con had seen it in person.
Oh, Steven.
Right? Yeah,
Stefanos.
So
he did that? I don't remember.
Yeah,
He
so
played a pre-release version of it.
Yeah, so
there.
a couple weeks before that, I'd seen a picture of somebody posted it, and it was kind of like, okay, OP, what is this?
Right.
Like, what is this game? What's going on? When's this coming out?
You contacted the people
I did
you know
actually.
and OP,
No,
right?
no. I just commented on social media. And it was kind of like that was around the same time that the Grinch one came out. So we've been kind of waiting. I've seen a picture of it pop up here and there, and then I think last week sometime someone was like, "Oh, I'm playing this," and then someone commented, "Oh, I grabbed one at my local Walmart," and immediately, like it was like 6 a.m. Immediately, I went online, found it, and ordered a bunch of copies, delivered later that day for our game group. So. Okay. We got a couple of them, and I've been waiting for it. It's a lot of fun.
It's fun.
It's
Tell us what's different with the regular.
I mean, it's very much like the regular Flip 7, but there's no positive cards. It's with a vengeance, right? So there's no positive cards necessarily that
that's a tagline. No one's safe.
No one's safe. That you can take away points from other people because all the special cards for the most part have interaction, which is nice because it feels like there's actually some player interaction here now where you didn't really care too much what other people were doing in the first one, which I love. I still love Flip 7. But you didn't really care.
Besides like the Flip 3 or something.
Yeah.
Or the
freeze. Yeah, those are the only two. Yeah.
But whether they took a card or didn't take a card or whatever you got didn't really affect them. I mean, sometimes you're like, oh, well, they've got a 2 and I've got a 2. There's no more 2s
kind of counting. Yeah.
But none of the special cards or anything like that, really. So all of the stuff in here pretty much has a lot of interaction where you're giving away some of the negative stuff, even to people who passed, if I remember, kind of understand the rules right anyway. And then some of the cards where you can swap and steal, cards from other players and things. So it's a lot of fun. It adds the 13 now. So
and the lucky 7.
And the lucky 7. So
unlucky 13. Is that
I think it's an unlucky 13.
Yeah, and the 0. There's
like a
the 0.
The 0 was in the first one, but it's changed
now. It has a special power.
Yeah. So
it zeroes out your whole score or something like that, right?
No, if
you're for that round, right?
No, if you don't get 7 cards, you get 0 points.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can still get points. You just got to get 7 cards. And I think initially we were concerned that it was going to take a lot longer with the negatives, but it didn't seem to. And I think the 13 and some of the other things just kind of helped move it along. So it's been fun. I'm looking forward to playing it some more. Probably tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be a really cool idea to play with both decks, the original and this one, and you get to choose where you want to.
No, you just mix them up. Mix them up. Mix them up, and I think you might have pointed out that the back of the card says vengeance, so you would kind of know. You would know what it could be.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't know what it is.
Yeah,
the only thing you'd really know, what it wasn't.
Now, do you mix all of the cards or just the special powers?
There's not an official rule that I saw.
There is, or
no, there isn't.
Right, because
I would mix them all.
Now you have 26 13s.
Sure. Well, there's only 13 13s.
Only, yeah. Are they? Yeah.
Because there's 13.
Right, but then you have 24 12s.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. I think because if you didn't, then you definitely know what the card would be.
Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff. It could be a negative card. I could do that. They're all negative, right?
All of the ones in the negative. It's vengeance. It's not.
All the special power ones are negative, and you have to put in the 0 and the 13. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if you could
give them the lucky 7.
Else, so.
Yeah, lucky 7 is not. I guess.
I don't remember what that one did specifically, but
I mean,
steal's not negative for you. If you get a steal, you can steal a card from somebody, but that's negative for them.
I like the swap too.
Yeah,
because you can swap with other people.
Yeah,
you don't have to swap.
It doesn't have to be yourself. Yeah, you swap 2 different people.
Yeah.
So
give somebody 2 13s or 2 12s.
Yeah, and fun. It doesn't say that you bust if if you swap 2 cards, you have the same ones only when you draw them. Right. So we're thinking.
That's so the up. If you're listening, let us know. Put it in the comment, or anybody that has official information.
I was reading some discussions about that too. It's like when you swap or whatever, does it bust you? And like it seemed to be about a half split.
Really?
So some people thinking yes, when you get a double, it busts you. That's the whole point of the card. Other people say no, it's only when you draw.
Right.
Because the rules when it talks about busting says when you flip a card, right? When you get it, when you draw. Yeah.
So I don't think it does.
Think so.
Otherwise, it could be a really hard card because you'd be forcing busts on people possibly, and that seems
rough.
Yeah, but
that's more than with a vengeance.
Yeah, that's
the Klingon version of it.
Right. That feels like it might be a little too much vengeance.
Right.
But it's been
have too much vengeance.
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful. All right. Well, that's what we've been playing this week. Yeah, if you know the ruling on the rule, let us know. Put it in the comment. So with that, we can move on to our main course, which is Orloj. So, cheers one more time before we go to Orloj.
Sure. Not knocking down the. That is tasty.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So today, as a main event, we have Orloj, the Prague clock. Now, let's read it correctly. Orloj, the Prague astronomical clock, designed by Paloma Pascual, Ibrahim Sanchez, art by Amelia Sales, published by Perro Loco.
Which you actually got signed to nothing.
And we did get signed in Essen by Paloma and Ibrahim. In addition to that, Paloma and Ibrahim, we actually had an interview. We got to interview the two designers. That's it's on our feed if you want to know about how this design came to be. Please go ahead and watch that video. It's very interesting. Their journey of design for this one. And like I said before too, this will be their second design, the first being Virus Roll and Write. Simple design it's a roll and write, right? But at the same time, I think there's plenty to draw from on that game. Certainly fun. Okay.
We've liked other Paraloco games too.
Yeah.
The,
I'm a fan of Petro Loco. We got in Essen
the poker game.
Poker a voces. Yeah, the screaming poker.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's lots of screaming.
And Kaboom airline Penguin Kaboom.
That was theirs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Penguin Kaboom is theirs. And right now, Phoenix Horizon is doing the rounds. I don't have that one. I've been thinking about getting it because a lot of people were talking about it. I think that one was their SN release last year. No, the year before. Which I didn't pick. But it seems like a lot of people like it.
I know I grabbed one from them too that they had that looked good, and they're just like, we're trying to get rid of our games before we go back. All right, sure, let me take one off your hands.
So I think Puerto Loco does great work. He's really been doing great. Choose has been doing very well, picking up winners, great designs. So keep at it, and we'll keep buying. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I have some questions prepared here. All right, first impressions of the game. Okay,
like before playing.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot.
Okay,
just looking at the board, it looks like it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, and I remember this is in my list of things to get in Essen. And I remember you were looking at not only you, but I remember you saying in particular that you weren't sure of the busyness of the board. That's the one thing. And I think it's still the case. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like the art, and it definitely fits super well, but it just looks like so much is going on. And while it's a great game, I love it. I've had a lot of fun playing. It still looks like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Even with just my pieces out there.
Right. Yeah, so the way we have it set up here is just the one player.
Right,
stuff.
the winner.
Yeah. On the last game only.
No,
the one before? Yeah.
Steven won the one before that.
Did he? Yeah. So. Well, no, you won twice in a row.
Yeah, he won the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't count that, though. That was a learning game.
Yeah, but my first impression, too, is it looks a lot more complicated than it actually is once you get to play it.
Right.
But it is... Visually, it's hard to pick out some of the stuff on the board because it is like such a busy design that it's hard to pick out where the game elements are in the board versus what the artistic elements are of kind of the background.
Right. Right.
Like when there's cards and stuff out here, they
That's
blend in
yeah,
so well that you can't even tell like what's there. But
yeah. So then let's talk a little bit about the game. The main mechanism here is the clock, right? So go ahead and move the clock, Troy. And the way that this is a worker pushing game, bumping game.
Yeah, I don't know what the technical term for that one is.
It's worker bumping.
Okay.
So you have the astronomical clock here that has a hand dial that moves counterclockwise, no clockwise,
Clockwise.
and then you also have another dial here underneath that move counterclockwise. And what that means is that there are going to be two different actions or a set of actions that you can select by either moving the hand or moving the or the face of the clock. I would say either one of the two. Then you put your worker there as they are over there, and then that determines. You have to put your worker wherever the hand is. So once you move the hand to where you want it, then you go ahead and put your worker. If there is somebody else's worker there, you bump it, they get it back. So there's no blocking or anything like that, which is kind of nice. And then you go ahead and do the actions. And the actions are simple too. The main actions here are either getting resources, moving up the track. There are 3 tracks here that are your main way of improving your situation, improving your actions. And then either building the actual clock, because that's the whole point of the game, is to build, just to give a little bit of flavor, in I want to say middle of the 1800s, or maybe the beginning of the 1800s, they built the astronomical clock, which is the top portion. And then in the beginning of the 1900s, they built the calendar.
I think it was like the 15s.
15. Oh, sorry, you're right. It's 14 something.
Yeah, it's 14
Thank
something
you.
to 15 something.
Thank you. You said that straight. It's in the rule book. You can find out. So in the 1400 they build this one, in the 1500 they build the other one, and the other one is a calendar. So that's why it has 12 apostles, one apostle for every month. But
Nothing. Go finish.
and also have the zodiac symbols, right? Same, right? And in this game, you're actually building the bottom part, right? So you have actions for building, and then actions for getting resources for building. That kind of sums it up. Go ahead.
I was just going to 18, 15. It's just Ramon math. Yeah, that's where I was. Right. I was at 18 points, 15 points, whatever. Just give me once more.
Right.
But you said, building the clock. Yes.
We're building the clock. That's what we're doing. Okay. So you select your actions and you build the clock. So let's talk about the theme. The theme of building the clock. What do you guys think of the theme and the integration of the theme with the mechanism?
I mean, it like the artwork and the way that the way that you're doing, like it fits with the theme and how you do it. And you're moving around a clock. You're moving around the rondel clock.
Yeah.
You're moving around and you're also building, like, it works. It makes sense. And I like it.
So have you played other rondel games?
Yeah, I just can't remember them off the top of my head.
What about you, Andrew?
Drawn a complete blank.
Probably, most likely.
Okay.
Just,
Trajan?
yeah, again,
Is it Trajan a rondel game?
I think it is.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right.
The one that speaks to mind to me is oh my goodness.
See?
Of course I'm going to draw a blank
Yeah,
now.
see?
Is that the one with the astronomical, the Maya clock? Solkin.
Yeah.
That's the
Goodness
one.
gracious.
Yeah. So, and that one, it's very different to this one.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's the one thing that one is such a difficult puzzle. Here, I like the rondel mechanism. And it is difficult. No, don't get me wrong. What do you think?
I don't think it's that difficult. I mean,
I don't think it's heavy.
No, and I mean, I don't know that it's that difficult. I feel like you can get stuck.
Yeah, that's the
But
problem.
If you know how you get stuck, like I think you learned that lesson. You learned how you got stuck. You just don't do it again.
I tried.
But I think it works. Like, because you can move further, like you have a certain number of movements that you're allowed, and then you can spend resources essentially, or whatever you want to call it,
right,
to move further and to dial the other face of the clock back to really get those things to line up better for you. You're not stuck with, I've got 2 movement, I have to move 1 or 2. No, you can move further,
right,
and you can spin the other face backwards to line things up better for you. I think it's a lot harder to get stuck. I feel like it's a lot harder to get really stuck in this. I think one of the things is passing, is that if you do feel like you're stuck, that passing is really going to help you.
right.
I don't want to pass,
Right.
but I think that that's probably something that if you feel you're stuck, you've used up all of your available extra movement
Yeah.
on then you have to pass. You just have to do it, even though you don't want to, so that you don't feel stuck.
Right.
But yeah, no, I definitely felt pretty much like I was never completely stuck. I just had to know that I was going to break the clock a little bit and I'd have to fix it essentially to be able to go a little further in my movement, and it worked.
Andrew.
I think it's really cool in the way they did it with like your breaking the clock or adjusting the clock or whatever, because this is a late medieval clock. It's not a modern atomic clock that's precise. I'm sure these things had to be all kinds of adjustments all the time, to keep it in sync of where it was supposed to be.
And it's still you can still go visit the clock and see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, quite a marvelous
be able
thing.
to make adjustments, and so the way it works is kind of like you have basically a range of free movement of where the clock says you're going to be, but you can spend a gear on.
It's called deviation, and we'll talk more about it. I wanted to
and adjust forward or back or whatever on the dials that.
Just to give more information, so the amount of movement you can do on the clock is given by the blue track, right? And the tracks have names. Really, it's just blue, yellow, and and pink. So yeah, and as you go up, you can either move 1 space, 2 or 3, or up to 4 spaces.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you're starting out, it's only 1 space, so you're stuck, but you're not really stuck because you can always like make those adjustments, even though it costs you a little bit, and you can make up to 5 before having to fix your clock and like take those gears away that from the deviations you've been doing.
Now let's talk about a little bit about the last game that we played. You and I came last, right?
Yes.
Well,
It happens to me all the time.
Right. But and I'll actually want to talk about the previous game about that. The previous game I came dead last, actually second to last, because I screw Angela. Sorry, Angela. But I didn't really want to come last. But I know what happened on that game, and we'll talk more about it when we talk about deviation. But what about the other game, the last game that we played, where you and I came last? Do you know what happened in that game?
Kind of, I guess. There's a lot of scoring opportunities in this game, and sometimes I think you have to pursue certain tracks or certain paths of those scoring opportunities.
Right.
I think I was trying to diversify too much, and
I agree. I think so too. And we'll talk about the strategy of the game maybe at the end. But I agree that I think that's what got me too. I had like a set plan, but I will say that every time my turn came, because it was a four player game, I could only move 1, without using deviation. And the only option left for me to do that, it was build the clock. And I didn't have enough resources to build the clock. So I had to deviate to move forward or try to find a way, right? And then when I deviated, I kind of fell on this other one. So I ended up getting a lot of workshops. I think they're called workshops, which is fine, except that then I didn't focus on the track that I should have focused. That gave me points for all those, right? So yeah, there's a lot of synergies here that happen, and because of the way the game is set up at random, all those final end of the game or middle of the game scoring type of opportunities, they're kind of random. It really I felt that it was difficult for me to keep track and not get distracted, I guess, right? So now we talked about what happens if we talked about the movement of the clock, and everybody said, well, you're not trapped. You can move the clock further. That is done through deviation. You want to show one of the gears, and the player, I think that what was I going to say? The production of this game is great, honestly, with one very minor thing that I will say about the forge. The cards that are used to put on the forge should be double-sided or mirror or something so that you can put that forge on either side of your player board. So please, Perro Loco or the Veer who's bringing this to the US, if you ever get a chance to do a second printing, change those cards because there's no reason why I cannot put that forge on the other side of my player board.
Well, you can because the board is double-sided.
You
The board
can.
fits the forge.
It's just the
board,
card.
and the forge is double-sided.
Right.
There's a spot for it.
But the card is not.
Right.
The little cube that Mark said is not. Yeah. So please fix that.
Such a minor thing. Yeah, if that's our biggest
That's
complaint.
my biggest complaint for the production of this game. Anyway, deviation. So along the lines, there are many opportunities in this game that if you want to go further, you can deviate or break the clock a little bit, right? So let's talk about, what do you think of that mechanism?
I mean, it's great because so you don't get stuck on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have some freedom to move further and move things backwards to deviate a little bit on that. When you're building, you know, normally it's kind of like the clock where you have a certain number of things you move and you have a certain area where you're allowed to build in. You can deviate there so you can build something different on either side of the clock. And then the apostles, same thing. You know, you can deviate there to get different apostles.
Right, we haven't even talked about the
right,
apostles.
and since all of these things that you're going to be able to doing, either using the clock, building on either of the sides, or getting the apostles, like if it's not where you need it to be because it's either not what you want or it's something specifically like there's nothing to build or there's no apostle in that area you can take, like you'd just be stuck. So managing those deviations
it's a big part of the game.
It's a big part of the game. It's important, and using them. I mean,
right. You have to use
them. You use them, but just make sure you have a plan for how you're going to fix them.
Right.
Because if you don't, then you can be stuck and you can feel really stuck.
Right.
I think so. You know, you're like, yeah, I'm going to deviate. You know, how am I going to fix a couple of those this turn or maybe next turn so that I don't get stuck again? You know, can I get that that goal that lets me fix a couple, or lets me move the moon, but it still fix a couple, or can I do this or that, or making sure you kind of have at least some. I mean, you're playing, get messed up, but having something that's going to help you fix them so you can keep using them and deviating a little bit here and there. I think it's great. I mean, otherwise it would be a very challenging game. And very tight.
This game makes it hard for me because I'm the type of person that doesn't like spending money on something if I can get something else for free. and it's the same thing with the game. It's like I don't want to spend the resources to deviate when I can get something.
Because you can always get something right?
for free.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's like the free is so attractive there, but you can't just always do the free. Yeah. So you always have to spend a little bit to get what you really need for your strategy, which is a little bit hard mentally to overcome, you know.
Andrew, can you think of another game that does something like that you have to pay something, some sort of currency or maybe points?
Well, there's a lot of other games where you, like even worker placements and things where maybe you have to place like 2 workers or whatever to get that spot.
Yeah. Okay, that's about the same. Yeah, sure.
Or you have to
pay some penalty.
Pay some sort of penalty for it. But this one is kind of unique. I haven't really seen this before, where the spot that you actually go to is kind of determined. It's like, here's your free spot or your free 2 spots or whatever. I think if you go all the way up on the blue track there,
you can move to 4.
Up to 4.
Yeah.
And essentially there's only, even though there's 12 spots on here, it's really only 6 because they're mirrored. So if you're all the way up to that 4, the most...
You didn't realize that? That's why in the last game, I was just using two actions. Because every time I will fall in the same 2.
Well, I figured that there was only a limited number, but I didn't realize that they were actually like, mirrored across the board.
I feel worse about losing now. Because I understand the game.
Troy doesn't even know how to play.
I know how to play. I knew what actions to take. I just didn't. I didn't really worry too much about trying to plan. After I took my turn, I would wait until it was Andrew. Like I'm waiting until the person right before me.
It is difficult to plan.
Yeah, because you don't know how far the clock's going to move.
Right.
And so I just didn't. I'm like, okay, I'd like to do this, but I'm not going to focus too heavily on making my plan until Andrew starts his turn. And especially once he moved the clock, he's still got to take his actions. And that gives me time to figure out, okay, usually I'd be like, okay, am I only going to move one? Am I going to deviate? Okay. I mean, he's already moved the clock. He's not moving the clock anymore. He's doing all of his other things.
Right. You can
I
start.
can plan, and, and no one's going to change that. I mean, unless he builds the thing I wanted to build or whatever.
Well,
but for the most part, it's not going to change what my plan is. And I can start figuring that out then instead of waiting. I'm not going to wait until my turn, and I'm not going to figure it out on your turn what I might want to do.
Yeah, especially in the later rounds, it's very hard to plan because people are up way on this track, so it could move 3 spots
move all the way around the board. Yeah,
it could go all the way around. Early on, it's a little bit easier because you pretty much know everybody's only going to be using maybe 1, 2 spots.
You will try to use the one.
Yeah.
So,
right.
But
and then I'll also add that I think all of them, or at least all of them that I can remember, the resources that you get at the beginning of the game, right? It's cards. You get a card and you select, you forge a combination of initial resources and a forge with special powers. So everybody's forge is a little bit different, which is great. But all of those initial resources have at least one broken gear, at least one deviation.
I think so.
Yeah, and I've seen up to 3 deviations too. So
I assume those are better, but I don't know.
I don't know
if they're giving you 3 deviations to start. You only get 5,
right?
So if you get 3,
I think they're slightly better.
They've got it.
You would assume. But I don't know if the cause of deviation is because you have more than half your deviations already taken.
But there's definitely ways to. I mean, the moon being
mostly the moon. Let's talk about a little bit about the moon.
Right.
In the original clock, by the way, there is a little moon sphere that goes up and down and rotates to tell you whether it's going to be a full moon or the phases of the moon, which is amazing. So here we have a little moon token that you can move whenever you do the moon action. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna, I mean, you do the moon action. The number of spaces you get to move changes throughout the game. It starts at 3. It can go up to 6. There's other things that may make it go up a little more or down 1 or 2.
Right.
And every other space is fixing a deviation and then getting a resource. So it's one of the 3 resources, or one of the 3 main. I don't know what you call them because you have 5 resources.
Right.
But really,
Gold, steel, ink, coins.
Kind of like your base resource.
Your base, your ink, your wood, and your steel are your basic ones. The other 2 are semi-wild.
Yeah,
sometimes required.
Coins, yeah.
But so it's one of the base resources or fixing a deviation. And it just alternates. So on your first time being able to move 3, you're going to fix at least 1 deviation, maybe 2. But once you can move 4, 5, 6, like you're fixing
at least
3 to 4 possibly in one moon movement. And you're getting a decent number of resources.
Right.
I like the moon.
Go ahead.
I think that's another mistake I probably made. In the games I played, I have not utilized the moon except kind of an accident where it happens to be in there, but I've never, in the games that I played, I never chose to do the moon actions. And I think they're probably more powerful than I was thinking that they were.
Right.
Steven said he did that the first game when he won.
Oh, a lot of mooning.
A lot of mooning. And,
Okay.
and I kind of tried to copy that in the next ones, and it worked.
But I will say this, that there is, and that's my problem, that I see something shiny and kind of, let me try this. There is no single moon action thing, at least not on the board. Either the moon comes with the painter, or the moon on your player board comes with another gold workshop assistant. So that's I think where you and I kind of struggle.
And it kind of dovetails with I wasn't deviating a lot, and a lot of the moon actions fixed the deviations.
Right.
So,
But they also give you resources. Yeah.
But since I wasn't deviated, there was like no reason to use the moon because I'm wasting spots as I'm going along. So I think maybe on the next play, I need to do more deviations and more mooning. And
No, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Oh.
No, but I think it's a great way to get resources and fix your clock and fixing your deviations. And the deviations are so powerful to let you adjust all of the things that you need to do them really to maximize your action for that turn. And the moon kind of helps you get the resources that you need to be able to do other things. I think it's good, and there are a couple of the little envelope tokens that are just moons, but
Oh, they are, yeah, and also the workshops. There are some workshops that are just moon. Right. Yeah, I know that there are a few, and yeah. So we've talked about everything except the one thing that we're supposed to be doing in this game, which is actually building the clock. So when you build a clock, there's a build action, and there are other ways to do the build action. With Troy already mentioned some of the envelopes that give you extra actions. Some of the workshops, whenever you put two workshops together that have half a hammer, you get the extra a hammer action or build an action. When you build the clock, that really is the main way of getting points in this game, I will say. Do you disagree with that?
No, I mean you can get a lot of points,
right,
doing a build action, especially if you try to plan it a little bit.
So let's talk about the build action. What it would, yeah.
All right, so you pick a side. You pick what you're going to build, either part of the time portion, the 1 to 12.
Right.
So you're either building the time portion, or you're building the
the month, the Christian month. Let's call it like that, and the astrological.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Pisces, Cancer, those symbols are in there. Okay.
So you pick which one you want to build.
Mm-hmm.
Based on your forge, you move around the build spots.
Right. Your forge tells you how far you can move. You always have to move at least one.
And you can deviate if you need to move further. You move to one of the still available things to build, and then you have to pay resources based on what has been built already around it. So every time you build, it opens up a spot that increases what it's going to be to build things in the same row or column.
Right. You
and there's already a base. Oh,
sorry. No. You build everything that you see in the entire row and the column of the thing that you're building. And this is like a matrix. I know it's kind of difficult to see on the video, but it is a little matrix. And you always have to pay gold and wood for the.
So if you were building here, you'd move it.
Yeah.
And you'd take one of the surroundings, and you'd pay
everything
wood,
you see.
An ink and a gold.
Yeah.
And
anything.
Resource.
And a wood.
Yeah. So every time you uncover something, i.e., every time you build, you make the next build more expensive for the next player.
Which sounds bad, but you put that out on the clock, and you put one of your people out there, your workers out there, and you get points. You get 2 points for every resource that you spent,
right?
And 2 points for every orthogonally adjacent worker.
Is it orthogonally?
Yeah, it's still orthogonal.
I guess,
I'm gonna call it orthogonal. Next to the place that you put a person down. So like if you like the 2 red ones, if that one of those had just been built, that's 2. And if you can connect them, which people try to cut you off.
That's part of the fun.
It is, yeah. But I mean, you have to spend maybe 6 resources, and you've got 2 or 3 people connected, so you're looking at 16 to 18 points. It's a lot. It can be a lot at once, for sure.
Yeah.
And some of the end game ones can be pretty high too, but you can do that a couple times during the game, build some big pieces of the clock, and you're getting 40, 50 points out of a couple of clock builds. So
I found it very difficult to connect the workers on here, because it starts out with several things being built already, so there's not just an open board of connections to work with. And when you're building stuff, you can only build the 4 that are surrounding where the hammer is on either track. So
deviate.
Yeah, well, even if you deviate, it's still very
How
limiting.
How far can you go?
I know.
It's very limited of like where you can build, and people cut off, and it's not like they're connected, like here and here are not connected.
Right.
Here are not connected, even though they're kind of next to each other. So it's difficult to actually make those groups of workers, because people are going to try to cut you off, or it's just like way out of reach of where the things are that you need to build to connect them. So
yeah, somehow I got lucky and didn't get cut off. I know you were cutting off, I think, Andrew and
well, I cut you off at the end.
Maybe.
not that it make a big difference, but
I just got lucky and probably what you're saying, where the forge, where you were allowed to move, like someone just couldn't cut me off at the time without spending too many deviations to make it worth it.
Yeah, because if you're here and you need that one, there's no way you're going to spend
Well,
five
that,
deviations.
now let's
to
talk a
get there.
little bit about upgrading, right? So there, on your player board, you have your production, and you produce ink, wood, or steel, right? And your forge. And whenever there's an upgrade action, whenever you upgrade, you can upgrade any one of those four, right? Certainly, I think we all agree that if you're mooning a lot, you kind of don't have to worry about your production because that's how you're mainly getting your resources. But because the higher you go on your forge, the more you can move on that build action. Upgrading your forge, it's really important.
Yeah, the last 2 games, those were the first upgrades that I did, was maxing out my forge so that I had the most movement and got a build benefit,
Yeah, because whenever you build, your forge gives you a reward.
Usually if you're at the top level.
No, actually, at the second you get something. At the third you get something plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's been in the last 2 games. That's been the first one. I mean, now the advantage to increasing your production is not only do you increase your production, but you can get more workers.
Gold. Yeah, you get workers. Right.
So it's a trade-off. I think strategy might change with a lower player count.
I agree. Yeah.
Where the board is pretty full at 4.
Yep.
So you're getting bumped because you have to place a worker to be able to do an action. If you don't have any workers, you're going to have to pass.
And whenever you build, you're actually losing a worker.
Right. You have to put them out.
You put one in the clock, or however you get the action, and then you have to put that guy there, and you have to leave it there to get the points at the end if they are
or connecting points or whatever.
Right.
But with 4 players, especially before a lot of building happens, they've got people to put out. You're getting bumped off a lot. You can bump yourself off and get your person back, and it's not really a big issue of running out of people as much.
Right.
Where if you were doing like a 2 or 3 player game, I think you start with more workers.
You do get.
But I still feel like that might change the strategy a little bit, where you need to be a little more cautious of running out, or everyone's going to pass more.
Right.
Maybe. So because we rarely passed in a 4-player game.
Well, you never pass. You yourself never pass. I passed. So I will tell you that on the game that I did, the wars, that really, my experience in that game was really poor. I really hated my play of that game. Especially because I was about to play. I planned this big turn, and I completely forgot that it wasn't my turn. So it was Angela's turn. So I ended up.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it.
Right.
I remember your face when you
realized
it wasn't actually your turn. You're like,
yeah. So it was so terrible. And in that particular game I deviated completely. I used all of my deviation tokens, and then I had one single opportunity in which I could do something that will fix my deviation, use the moon, all that kind of stuff. And by only moving the one space. But because Angela was before me, she obviously goes, you have to move it.
Right.
So that was terrible. But in that case, I know I deviated too much.
Well,
right.
I think you even said if you had passed like the turn before that,
right.
You feel like you might things might have gone differently because you would have fixed some of your deviation. You would have.
Because when you pass,
people back,
you get the movement,
right,
and you get workers back,
and you use your rooster, which can fix your deviations.
Oh
no, you don't use your rooster.
We haven't even talked about
that. Never mind. Way wrong. Right. I saw it there, and
But the moon, and then you get bonus. You actually get your moon movement plus a bonus given. Yeah. So, and then in the second one, I actually ran out of workers. I had to pass. And I didn't want to make the same mistake of waiting. And this one, I think I had one worker or something. So I'm just going to pass now, get some of the workers back, because you get workers back when you pass, and that will fix me. But, it didn't make it. I think, again, it was too late, I have made other mistakes, I guess. But I think for the most part, you didn't pass. I thought you were going to pass, but you didn't pass.
No, I've played this, 3-4 times now, and I think I've passed once in that entire set of games.
Okay. So that's the thing. We've always, at least we always play at max count. I played it at 2 players as well. I don't think we passed because you got enough workers. That's the thing. Okay. Certainly passing, it's something.
It feels really wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe it's not. You know,
I don't
I don't
know.
know if it's, you know, there's some benefit to it, but I just don't want to. Like
Right.
I'm really hoping.
Definitely feels like it gives you less than taking a turn.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm always like sitting there like, okay, is he going to bump one of my people off? Please bump one of my people off. Give me one person back. Or I'm holding that apostle so I can maybe place it and get some people if nobody pushes me off. You know, like my last ditch effort is to place an apostle.
So let's talk about the apostle. There's a whole nother board that's outside of the main board that has 2 gears that move in the actual clock every hour. There's a little show, windows open, and the apostles move, and you get to see one of the apostles. 2 of the apostles. So they use that here to let you take apostles and put them apostles.
Well, you said it's not wrong either way. Both ways are right.
And you can put them on your player board, right? You have space for all 12 of them on your player board. Every time you cover something with the apostles, you get something. You can get workers. You can get a worker, unlock a worker that you put them during setup. You can get a coin, which is a wild. You can upgrade, and you can get workers back. You can get 2 workers back from the board, right?
And you also, when you complete a row of column, you get an extra bonus too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What do you think of the apostles in this game?
I love them. They're great. I mean, it's frustrating when you have to deviate because you can't, because like you said,
Right, because it's the gear. Right, they're 2 available.
And if you've already taken those 2,
or if you don't want the color, because
right.
there's only particular places on your board that you can put that one color.
Right. So if you're trying to complete a column or a row and you need a specific color, so like there are situations where you don't want the one that's out there. You don't have to put them in any number order or anything like that.
In fact, you have to
match them up
pay
with
to
the
put
color.
them. Yeah.
But yeah, so you have to deviate, and so that's frustrating. If you have to deviate a couple times, and if people take the one that you want, we won't go there. But no, but they're really useful.
Mm-hmm.
They are one of the things that moves the game along.
Right.
So by taking them, you are moving the game. If nobody took apostles, the game would be a little bit longer anyway.
Yeah.
So that moves it along. When you get them, you still have to. They're free to get.
Right.
I mean, it's an action to get them, but you have to pay to put them out. But they're going to give you a benefit.
And you can only hold 2 on your buffer. Yeah.
So, but they're
staging area.
They're good to have, and I need that coin. Am I going to get it another way? No. All right, let me put the apostle out. Or like I said, I'm running low on people. I'll wait till my turn, and then if no one's bumped me off of a space, I can put an apostle out to pull 2 people back or to unlock one of my ones that's sitting out there. And there's a lot of, depending on how the bonuses come out, there could be a lot of points with them too.
Right.
I think both times.
At very least, there's always a assistant that give you 5 points for every finish column.
Yep.
And then you can have some end of the game bonuses here as well that are only for apostles. Yeah.
And completing a row or a column, like
gives
Andrew said,
both.
gives you a bonus.
Yeah.
One of them being a possible moon
or
so,
the assistant. Yeah. And the other one's just resources, right?
Resources and points.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
I feel the apostles are either kind of an all-in or not.
Okay.
Because like taking 1 or 2, it gets you stuff, but it doesn't get you enough beyond what's normally on the board.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go all in on them, you can get the row and column bonuses. You can get the end game bonuses for them. So it's something that you shouldn't go halfway on. It's either you go in on the apostles, or there's probably other things you could be doing better.
That are more beneficial.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like the apostles.
Yeah.
Every time the gears on the apostle moves, there's a little red gear that every time it goes by the rooster, it moves the rooster. So let's talk a little bit about that turn sequence here. So here, you just keep playing, and then there are particular, either when somebody passes and mostly that's the apostle is really what's going to drive this. The rooster moves, and it's a variable turn amount. No, variable.
The setup has different, turn lengths or round lengths.
Round lengths. That's what it is.
I think the first one was 4.
It depends. Right now, it's 4, 3, 4, 4.
No, it's 4,
3,
4,
3.
4. Well, for 4 players, that one doesn't have it.
Yeah, but it could be 5-3-5-3 or 3-5-3-5 or 4-4-4.
Yeah.
So the game length is always the same for your player count, but the round length can vary a little bit, which I think makes it nice as kind of switches up every game a little bit. Sometimes you have a bigger opening round. Sometimes you have a short closing round or whatever. It's makes it a little interesting, I think.
Do you think it has any impact on how you play, on how you plan your game?
I think that if you end up with the short one at the start, I
3,
think
4.
I think that the starting one is probably the most important because if it starts off at 3, you know that's going to possibly end soon, and when the round ends, you're trying to have your deviations fixed.
Right.
That's the biggest.
That's the biggest thing. You get negative points for every deviation you cannot fix.
At the end, at the end of the round.
Mm-hmm. At
So
the end of the round.
if it's a short round, at the start, you may not want to take that many deviations when the game starts. If it's a longer one, maybe you want to take a couple extra to try to move further, and because you have a little bit more time to fix them. Other than that, I don't know.
I think it depends on what your setup is too, and what you've done with your chicken, because your chicken counter here is how much you can fix at the end of your round. So somebody that's got 4 here,
they don't care.
They're gonna want to deviate a lot and get through those things quicker, because if you're getting to the end of the round and you've got lots of things to fix, you do get a couple points for them, but it's probably more valuable to use them as fixing your deviations than just the 1 point you get from it.
Agreed.
So,
yeah.
Whereas somebody that can't fix anything probably maybe
you might want to end the round early. If
they want to get the round quick because it doesn't hurt them at all to get it over, and it could
hurt
really
somebody
mess up
else.
somebody else. So.
So there's a little bit of variation because the clock setup is different every time. The bonuses are obviously different. We haven't talked about it, but the painter track can be changed, right?
Right. There is a set of actions printed on the board, but you can change. They give you some tiles.
Your forge and your starting resources setup is slightly different. You can that's randomized too. So it's a little bit different, and what you get to start can kind of, and what the goals are can kind of dictate where you might want to try to focus. If a couple of apostle goals are together, like you might really, and you can start with 1 or 2 apostles, like that might be a really good way to focus, to know, like, I'm really going to focus on those. But sometimes they're like spread out and you're like, well, I'm not going to be able to go up on 2 tracks maybe necessarily.
It's difficult.
So maybe I'm not even going to focus on that at all. I'm going to focus on, something over here or whatever. So based on the setup that you have available, because it's a drafting setup. And there's 2 at the end, right? So no one's stuck with the last one. I think there's 5. If you're playing a 4-player game, there's 5.
There's 1 extra. Yeah, 1
so
extra
you're not
set.
Stuck, which I like that. I hate when somebody just gets stuck.
You don't get a
4
choice.
and you don't even get any choice. And even if you don't like either one of them, at least you got a choice.
Right.
So I like that.
What do you think of the end of the game goals?
I think they're good, but they are also a little bit frustrating because you don't get them at all. If
you have to go at least halfway up.
Which seems to be extremely difficult to do. If you're some people, I don't know. It just it's a lot of
track
ups on there to go,
especially if you start 1 level below, right?
That we messed that up. It wasn't my fault.
No,
you guys
it wasn't.
set it up.
It was just funny. We started one spot lower than we should have.
Yeah.
I do like that they're friendly though.
Yes, that is
if
good.
2 people make it to the top,
both
people are getting it. Everybody that's made it above the line
at least gets a second.
The second, so yes, you have to make it above the line, but if you just barely make it, you're still getting something.
Right.
You're not it's not a race for that. I think, So it's tough to get there, but you don't have to worry about how far you get. So, or it can be tough.
Yeah, I think you really have to see
lots
what
of book
other
actions
people
out here.
There are. And especially the painter. We haven't really talked about the painter. It's just another way for you to get actions. And in the painter, that's really where you have the wild books.
Yeah.
So 2 books and any track. So books are tracks. You can move up on any 2 tracks. The other ones actually force you to move in one particular track, and then they give you the option to pick another one or the same one. I I find them frustrating in the sense that because they're random. You could have and so the way that the tracks work is whoever gets first to the top rung of the track, right, gets this instant bonus, right? The blue seal envelope. And sometimes that one has nothing to do with the actual end of the game goal. So and I know that that's a me thing, not as incentivized to go up that quickly. But then by the time I'm going up to try to fight for the end of the, it's gone. I can't really get to the top, and the other one is also gone.
Yeah.
So
It's nice when they line up
yeah,
for sure.
I wonder
But
if I want to
definitely
force
see
it.
like I definitely can understand like you're like, all right, I really want this,
Yeah,
but I've got, this is, I don't know what you call them, envelopes, the
Yep.
seals or whatever. I've got that. I've got a handful of them, but I don't have any apostles. So why am I gonna? No, I still think you need to go up the track.
you do.
I think
I
that's
think you have to
gonna-
fight for the top place on a track.
Yeah,
And all
at all.
those tracks help you throughout the game too.
right.
True.
Going up early is probably
Even the passing track.
a really good.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to pass, there's still other benefits to going up
Yeah,
that
that's
track.
how you get your architect. I think so.
Which we haven't talked about, but
Which is another worker. There are 4 portions, 4 areas on the board, another rondel really, that you can put your architect on and gives you more
and
actions.
the level of your architect
Determines the
how
strength.
good that how
Mhm.
good that action is. So
Yeah.
even if you don't want to pass, going up that is
Right.
not only good because you have a possibility for the end game, you have a possibility for an instant bonus, but your architect is more powerful too.
Right.
So there's
It's
nothing that's useless. There's
Right,
nothing
no,
that
no,
you're like,
yeah.
I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna go up on that
Right.
track. Or I'm never gonna use that. There's still a reason to move up on all the tracks and all the different actions. I personally haven't used the
workshops.
workshops very much, but I feel like if you combine them, like you were talking about, if you get the symbols to match up, you put the
Right.
assistants in them.
That's powerful.
I feel like you can get a lot of bonuses from them.
Mm-hmm.
I've just not focused on it yet. I've gotten like one.
So
each
I
game,
didn't
maybe.
mean to focus on it, but that was the action that it was
Right.
either on my turn. It was either get the build action or deviate to get the.
They feel expensive to me.
Well, I mean, the first one is just 2 ink or 1 ink and 1 something
It's 2
else.
resources.
You know,
That's points I can build with.
but
over
you
there.
also get a bonus.
I
I
know
don't-
they just
they're
feel
not-
expensive to me. I didn't say they
I
were.
think, yeah, I think that maybe focusing solely on it, it really does depend on the end of the game bonuses,
Sure.
right? But
You talking about for the workshops or
Yeah.
for the workshops, yeah.
They feel expensive to me, especially not the first one so much because it is
Right.
only 2, but this one's 3 and this one's 4, and I'm like,
But
well,
they move down.
they do.
which is
But if you want this
nice,
one,
yeah.
and it's 4 resources. That's 8 points
Mhm.
on the track over there. So that's a lot of math I'd have to do to figure out if that's better or not.
Right. Likely you're not going to be getting that one. Yeah. There has to be like a really good bonus for,
Well, I mean, you get the bonus when you build it and when you put somebody in there. It's got potential. I can definitely see
But
how
yeah.
it could be a lot of points or just a lot of actions that you're going to be able to do
Right.
to get either more resources or more apostles or whatever it is. Build another time, or I just haven't done it, but I've seen you use them
Yeah,
and
'cause
get some big turns.
Right,
And
right.
that's
There's one that gives you 2 coins. And if just to go up, if let's say, because you could do the actions in any order, right? So I could do the action that gives me the workshop, then that gets me the coin to be able to go
Right.
up the track,
Yeah.
right? So, and then if I have the other resource to put the guy in there, maybe cover some moons, I can move my moon and fix my deviation. No, and they're useful. I think that I leaned too much on it, and then by that time, I really didn't fix my strategy. I wasn't flexible enough to say, okay, I need to go up on the other track. That gives me points for that. By the time that I kind of make that change, it was too late. So,
I think that the end game goals can be kind of hard to remember during the game.
so I was going to ask you that.
And even these
They're also
in-game achievements,
yeah, I guess, yeah.
they also feel like they're hard to. We've had
Right.
tons of times where everyone's had the achievement,
and that
just
one, as a free
missed it.
action, you have to put a worker there to claim it once you have it.
right.
So first you have to meet the requirements, right? They're all end of the game scoring opportunities, but you have to meet the requirement and then put a worker, so you're losing a
Just-
worker.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
the first
I
person,
found there's a lot of times where I could have claimed it, I just didn't have a work to do.
Right.
And then turns went on and I forgot after.
Yeah.
So-
And that's the
And
one thing with those. Even with this, I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah.
forget.
well, then being the first person there is really important because
Mhm.
not only is it a couple more
And-
points, but it's the bonus for being the first. Whatever that bonus happens to be, it changes. But
Yeah.
if you're not first, like if you're second,
only 2 more
It's only
points.
2 more points.
Right.
Or if you're third, it's 2. But if
You just don't
can-
want to miss it.
You don't want to miss first. Once you've missed first, like you might hold off for a while
Right.
because it's that worker you have to put out. But yeah, I mean, it's easy to forget,
Right.
and it's happened to us, all of us. I mean, everybody who's played, I think everyone's gone around and been like, oh my gosh, I had that achievement 2 turns ago,
Right.
and I just forgot. I think that's when we talk about there's the artwork in the
Busyness.
places
Yeah.
it can be easy to forget some of the not main things. Like
Right.
I know where the clock is.
We use it all the time.
I know what I can build.
Right.
I know the tracks, but some of these extra little things that, like Andrew said, kind of blend into the art, which is great. It's beautiful,
Right.
but it can make it easy to forget sometimes. Like there's some additional stuff, the free actions that could be beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah. So, final word. I guess, would you play this again?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've
Okay.
played it several times already. I like it. There's a lot of opportunity for improving strategy.
Yeah.
So,
If you had to pick one thing out of the game, what would it be?
Like one tip or one thing that I really like. I mean, I love
Whatever.
the apostles because they give me
Okay.
a lot of points. Um,
Or something that impress you of the designs that makes it stand out. What are you, Andrew?
caught me. I say,
I really like the mechanism of kind of having your spot on the clock, which is like the correct time or whatever.
Oh, at
or-
the
and then you can deviate that time,
Yeah.
or maybe it's the slightly incorrect time and you're fixing it or whatever.
Uh-huh,
So what
uh.
you need to.
I never thought of that
Yeah.
thematically. That makes
Mhm.
sense. Yeah. Okay.
I like that while you can get stuck if you have your deviations you're maxed out on those and you just can't quite fix them. I think that for the most part, you don't feel trapped.
Mm.
Like there's a useless thing you're going to be able to do because you can do that deviation.
Right.
A lot of games where if the spots are taken, there's maybe a spot you can go to get a coin, like the default thing.
Right.
There's nothing like that here, but it doesn't need it because of that flexibility.
I mean, you have the passing, I guess.
But still, that still gives you some stuff.
Right.
Like, and it goes up, as the game progresses, you can make that better.
Right.
So you can pass, but oftentimes, if you don't need to, it doesn't. It's 1 or 2 times we've seen it.
And
so.
most of the spots do something for you.
Yeah.
The only ones you can kind of get stuck on, I guess, are like the build spots, and you don't have the resources.
Yeah.
But everything else at least gives you something to
Right.
do. And especially the inside track is there's nothing that takes away from you there,
Mhm.
so you can always get something out of it. And other than the build spots, there's
Yeah, so maybe like an alternate. Okay, if you can't build, get a coin. I don't know.
No. I think I like for my part, I really do like the clock mechanism,
Yeah.
right? The way the action selection, they have the fact that you can move them both, right? Alongside the deviation. It's very interesting that, and thematically, like you were saying, like, it's like it's it's supposed to be 1 p.m., but it's marking 12:50. Let's go ahead and
Deviate
file
a little
that.
bit.
Yeah. File that grind.
Just turn the gear a little.
Turn the gear a little
one
bit.
cog of the gear. needs
Yeah,
to be
that's
shifted
what
down.
push it a little bit, hammer it into place. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. And I love the theme. The theme is really interesting. Having seen the clock in doing my research for the game was very interesting. So now I just have to go to Prague and I just see the clock.
Sure.
So beautiful. Did I miss anything?
Probably. And we all probably. I mean, I think that it's important to say that while it does look like a lot,
All right.
it's
Yeah.
really not.
Right.
The actions are all relatively
Right.
straightforward. Once you start playing, you figure out what the icons mean. There's not really much that I think of. I can't think of anything that was super tricky. Like, oh my gosh, what does that really mean? it all kind of fit. And once we got a little ways into the first play, like
Right.
we knew what everything was doing. There wasn't anything that was like really like, oh, we got to look at the rule book 10 times.
Right.
There's nothing super fiddly in here.
Yeah.
So it's complex, but there's no real exceptions to rules or whatever where you have to go and consult a rule book or whatever. It's like, what do you do here? It's like pretty much everything on the board is very straightforward.
Yeah.
Even though there's a lot going on, it's relatively easy to understand, like what your moves are and stuff.
And well, the board just feels BC. I think it's just the color, because everything on the board does something for the most part, right? I mean, if you really look at the board, things that are for decoration only, it's only a few, very few spots. Everything else, it's an action or it's a place to put something. So there is a lot on the board, but everything is very functional. It's just that the colors that they pick has this gothic style to it, Baroque, I guess.
Yeah, they fit for the theme.
Yeah, back then more was more, right?
Yeah.
So, beautiful. Thank you guys for playing this game with me and coming over today. I hope you had a good time with a good drink.
Good, you guys did.
And yeah, I'm sure we'll repeat this one at some point. And for all of you that are watching, put in the comments, how do you like this game? Did we miss anything? Have you been to the Prague clock and seen it? And until then, stay hungry for...
We're talking about our next game?
Well, whatever. I mean, what should we stay hungry while we wait for our next game?
Oh my goodness. Every time you get me on something.
Andrew, stay hungry for...
Watching the clock, I guess.
There we go. Stay hungry for time.
Oh goodness, no! Don't watch the clock. Don't be hungry for that.